Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Alright, so do we need any more evidence? Liberals are absolutely furious after Kevin McCarthy suggested that most likely the Republican House is headed towards an impeachment inquiry targeting President Joe Biden. How dare you do this, they say, after illegitimately impeaching Donald Trump twice and attempting another. These pathetic hypocrites are actually trying to make the argument that the Trump impeachments were justified, valid, and that impeaching Joe Biden is just a political witch hunt. He had nothing to do with any of his son's business dealings. There's no connection at all. Give me a freaking break. The cognitive dissonance required to have that belief, the political partisan blinders that you have to have in order to make that argument, I mean, it's absolutely stunning. As if we needed more evidence, suggesting that there was a criminal pay-for-play bribery scheme operation led by the Bidens, Hunter Biden being the frontman, Joe Biden being the muscle, as if we needed more to prove it. Well, if that's the standard, if Democrats, you need more to be convinced, well, more is what you get. Guess what? There's more bank statements, more transactions, more millions from more foreign nationals. Another $20 million to be exact. That brings the running total to what, 40 or $50 million in total. It's some crazy stuff. I gotta update you guys on the extra evidence coming in. And then let's tackle the most recent Democrat distraction game that they've been playing. We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, here's the headline. It says it all. House GOP released bank records on Hunter Biden payments from Russian, Kazakh oligarchs. Total clears $20 million. House Oversight Committee Chairman Representative Comer released a third memo Wednesday about the Biden family's foreign business dealings, producing bank records purporting to show that Hunter Biden and his business associates received millions in payments from Russian and Kazakhstani oligarchs when his father was vice president. The 19-page memo, which provides screenshots of redacted bank records, says millions in payments came from Ukrainian energy company Burisma Holdings, as well as Russian oligarch Yelena Baturina and Kazakhstani oligarch Kenaz Rakishev, and that then Vice President Biden attended dinners with Baturina, Rakishev, and a representative from Burisma. Literally everything that Dan Goldman said was bullshit. Excuse the language, but let's be frickin' real for a second here, okay? Dan Goldman claimed that Hunter Biden wasn't involved, that he was just on the phone talking about the weather. He also claimed that Devon Archer's testimony completely exonerated Joe Biden because Devon Archer claimed that he wasn't aware of any payments actually received by Burisma. Dan Goldman tried to present that as if Devon Archer confirmed that they were not paid by Burisma, as was alleged and noted in the FD 1023 document that the FBI was in possession of, but of course that wasn't the case. He just said that he had no knowledge of it. He had no way of proving that payments were made. Well, here we are, over $20 million of payments from Russian oligarch Yelena Baturina, a Kazakhstani oligarch, and of course, from Burisma Holdings. The FBI documents suggested that Burisma paid $5 million per Biden, a total of $10 million, and apparently the bank records suggest that that in fact happened. Whether it's the full $10 million, we don't know yet. I guess we'll have to see. We'll wait for more information to drop from the House investigation. But I mean, this is bad. This is really bad. Of course, bad for the Bidens. And inherently, this whole thing is bad for the nation as well. And you know, I want to stick on this Dan Goldman thing. He claimed that there was no evidence that Biden was in communication with Hunter's business partners, that he was just calling at the time because Beau Biden had passed away, and so he was getting on the phone with his son and just happened to say hello and talk about the weather with Biden's associates. But the most recent report suggests that that is utter trash, and that Joe Biden actually was visited at the White House by Hunter's business partners 36 times.
So we are now learning one of Hunter's former business partners visited the White House at least 36 times during the Obama years, which is more than previously thought. Meanwhile, Fox has obtained this letter from then Vice President Biden to another of Hunter's colleagues. It further contradicts the argument that Biden was completely removed from his son's work.
All this fueling calls for an impeachment inquiry. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says the country needs answers.
He was in all of those meetings. He was in the room. He was put on speakerphone when Hunter was having dinner with those business associates and also meeting with those same associates at the White House while he was acting vice president. The amount of times Democrats have said smoking gun evidence, it's a smoking gun. This is a frickin' smoking gun. Joe Biden was the brand. Devon Archer explicitly said said that Joe Biden was the brand. That's what Hunter Biden was selling. Now we have millions of dollars going to Hunter Biden and the various LLCs. We have a very sketchy $50,000 rent payment on a property worth maybe $5,000 a month. Let's be generous and call it $8,000 to $10,000 a month. Obviously, this money was coming in to the benefit of the Biden family as a whole, and Joe Biden was obviously involved. Democrats want to pretend as if, oh, well, there's no actual evidence. There was an article released by Politico on the issue. GOP House Oversight Chair James Comer rolled out a new memo identifying over $20 million in payments, yada, yada, yada. Democrats have been retweeting one sentence from the article. The memo doesn't show a direct payment to Joe Biden. Therefore, he's innocent? Well, obviously, they're not going to send the payment to Joe Biden's personal bank account. But you mean to tell me that he hasn't benefited from his involvement in this racket? Give me a break. You know, Joe Biden has a lot of kids. Kids are expensive. They went to the best schools. They had the best healthcare, vacations. They lived lavish, luxury, spoiled lives in his grandchildren as well, except for his 7th grandchild that he refuses to acknowledge the child's mere existence because he's a real good guy. But anyways, he's led an extremely expensive lifestyle, a millionaire lifestyle, making a government salary of slightly over $100,000 a year for the majority of his career. No, that's not how it works. You don't get to buy $5 million beach homes and own multiple of them on a basic government salary. Obviously, this money came to him one way or another. Obviously, he was involved. And anybody suggesting otherwise is lying. Period. And now we essentially have evidence, we have proof to suggest that Democrat Representative Dan Goldman is a terrible, dirty freaking liar. And so let the copium begin. As this report drops, as more evidence drops, connecting all the dots in Biden's criminal scheme, what are Democrats doing? Of course, a new distraction narrative. Every single paid Democrat shill on Twitter is trying to put all the focus on Jared Kushner and his billion-dollar deal with the Saudis. Hunter Biden didn't do anything wrong, and even if he did, well, Jared Kushner's deal with the Saudis. Yeah, Jared Kushner made a deal with the Saudis, a legitimate business deal that was years in the making. There's no comparison between a legitimate business deal done in the open properly between two entities and this shadowy pay-for-play criminal bribery scheme. There's no comparison. One was legitimately illegal. The entire thing was illegal. Selling policy, that's illegal. Lobbying as a foreign agent without registering as a foreign agent, that's illegal. Hiding all the money, avoiding taxes, committing tax fraud, that's illegal. The copium is on full display, but not only the copium, just this honestly disgusting, endless defense of criminal action. That's what it is. Partisan Democrat actors who are willing to lie, willing to promote a complete double standard to shield and protect government corruption engaged by the Biden family. It's absolutely despicable. The evidence is there. The evidence is clear. The investigation continues. An impeachment inquiry will be launched. I'm honestly just shocked that there hasn't been a special counsel appointed yet. Further proof that the DOJ has been weaponized. They continue to go after Trump for nothing on bogus charges. Meanwhile, the president of the United States is a clear criminal. The guy's a criminal. Anyways, that's it. More evidence. At this point, the dots have been connected. That's what I got for you guys in this one. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.